according to CoinDesk, we love CoinDesk, Ledger Live adds yield earning capability via Alkemi Earn. I hope I said that correctly. So the integration with Alkemi will provide Ledger users with the ability to earn yield for the first time. I think this is absolutely amazing. But I haven't done a complete review or overview of Alkemi Earn, so I can't say if it's like how legit or how safe it is. But basically, Alkemi Earn is a lending borrowing protocol that utilizes a permission liquidity pool of digital assets comprising of ETH, wrapped Bitcoin, and some stable coins. And basically, you can put your crypto to work on Alkemi protocols without them leaving the safety of a ledger. So I love passive income. I think passive income is absolutely amazing. However, one thing I do like to talk about is kind of like the impermanent loss thing and, knowing the risk of that. Also, too, I'd want to do further analysis of Alkemi Earn and see like how safe it is, how their pools work, because there's not really a whole lot of information on that. And I don't want people just to be like, oh, this is great, and then remove their money remove their crypto from centralized exchanges, put it on a ledger, and then use this, and then something completely happen and their stuff get taken. I don't know how that works, but I guess who wants this? Who wants a comment on this?
I'll take it. I mean, let's beef about passive income and why should we feel the expectation of passive income? Because I think people are getting wrecked right now because of this desire to get passive income. They're like, okay, I got some Bitcoin. Let me put in Celsius and see what happens. Oh, I got some Bitcoin. Let me put in BlockFi and see what happens. I want that passive income. Maybe we need to reorient our thinking about what these digital assets can provide and whether or not that's something that should be encouraged in the space, right? Self-custody is cool. Once you self-custody it, you can't really do anything with it. It's safe, but you're shouldering the opportunity cost of not having those assets in the market. I get that. But some of these centralized intermediaries that have provided yield, or even the decentralized ones, if you look at like Anchor Protocol, some of these have failed catastrophically in recent months. And maybe the expectation that there should be passive income on these assets needs to be recalibrated. Maybe this is a safer place to recalibrate that expectation. TBD. I also haven't looked at the details as it relates to what Alkemi does once those assets are out there generating yield. But it is something to think about in these markets, whether or not just actually hodling is probably the way to do it. I don't know. But yeah, Jen, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, so I completely agree with you, Zach. I do think though this is an interesting opportunity for people who use Ledger. So when I tell people about hardware wallets, I kind of help beginners in my life set up their Ledger. And for every single person I've helped, they've said like how easy it is. It's really easy to set up a Ledger wallet. And so I think during the bear cycle, if Ledger can start to offer more DeFi products to people who are using Ledger, and we can get ready for a mainstream audience when the next bull cycle comes around, I think it may be really interesting to offer these people easy access to DeFi, because right now it's really complicated to find some of these lending products and figure out how to work them, and find borrowing products and figure out how to work those. And so I think during this time, if we can be safe about how we experiment with these, and products like Ledger can start to implement different DeFi elements, I think it will be beneficial for people when we hit the next bull. But stay safe out there, because I also haven't looked into Alkemi Earn.
One of the last things I want to say about it is, yes, it is important to hold, to own the keys and like custody your crypto, being self-sovereign, especially your Bitcoin. And DeFi is very much a part of crypto. Like it's very much a part. And I like, there's a lot of things I like about DeFi, and there's a lot of things I don't like. I like the fact that I can use like a CeFi or DeFi platform and get a loan, because in Southern California, it's literally impossible to get a loan for a small business, like very, very, very hard to do so. So I like people being able to have access to traditional financial products, but through DeFi. But at the same time, I think that we're kind of witnessing, especially during this bear market, we're going to see so much more building happen. I feel like DeFi will really be a lot more usable in the next bull run, because we've seen all these mistakes, all these terrible things that happen. But a lot, like, because I forget which one of you brought up Anchor, but the way Anchor was done, I think, was a lot different than the way it was supposed to be, especially we're talking about algorithmic stablecoin, and we're talking about utilizing assets. I think it's at Ethereum, wrap Bitcoin, and some stable coins. So those assets are a lot different than an algo-backed stablecoin like Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. So I'm excited for this, but again, I want to do more research and see what this means. Like, is this sustainable? Like, how exactly this is going to work, what the rates are going to be, and how safe it is.
And I mean, yeah, self-custody is cool, right? I think that transparency that occurs with self-custody is something that a lot of people have been saying, hey, like, if these lenders were actually sort of transparent and on-chain, like we would be able to interact with and understand the risk parameters far better than these sort of opaque black boxes that ultimately recreate some of the pain points of the traditional finance system. And we're seeing this sort of forced deleveraging event occur now because of it. So I think DeFi and the prospect of DeFi is super powerful and cool because it does, like Wendy said, it speaks to the promise of self-sovereign finance, right? Which is like the point of crypto, right? The point is to at least have the option to be your own bank should you feel comfortable doing it, right? I think centralized services are great. They eliminate a lot of the pain points of being your own bank, because being your own bank can suck, right? If you forget the key to the vault, right? Like that's your problem at the end of the day. Some people opt instead to have a custodial arrangement that makes it more convenient for them. But really at the core of crypto and at the core of Bitcoin is this idea of self-sovereign finance and the ability to self-custody your assets without having to rely on a big business that you are simply a customer of. So I think the more people sort of wake up to that, and maybe this is that moment where people are waking up to that, they're saying, hey, these centralized services do have some pretty big flaws in them. Maybe I am going to look for self-custodial options that work for me and work for my comfort with either putting these assets to work or letting them sit idle. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if this is a model that ultimately gains steam, the sort of hybrid self-custody, but also some yield. That might be something that ultimately finds its footing. All right, Wendy, last thought on this one. Last thought. It's Taco Tuesday, by the way.
Is it Taco? Oh my goodness.
Guys, stop.
Yeah.
Even when it's not Tuesday, we talk about Taco Tuesday. We get up. Now it's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Tomorrow Tuesday. We're going to be like, yesterday was Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
All I'm gonna say about this is I hope that I can still earn passive income on my stuff on my ledger, so I can use that passive income to buy tacos because it is a bear market. But all seriousness, just as long as I'm earning more than I am in my bank, because literally your bank pays you nothing. Like it's actually quite embarrassing to see what the bank pays you and then how much they lend our money out. And we won't get started on that because I'll be ranting and raving for the next 5 hours about this. So that's all I have to say about that.